Tonight, we're going to be talking about maybe finally getting some more TMNT Origins figures and whether or not it's a little too late. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Everybody, not Toy Geeks, Get to My Life, whatever it is. Hello. I'm Jay, here with you tonight to talk toys on this divisional round of football Sunday. Hopefully everybody's teams have won, and if your team lost, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry your team lost. But nevertheless, we're here to talk about toys, and joining me tonight is one of my dear friends. Glad to have him back, past and future guest, Gary.
Hey, what's going on?
You know, just living the dream. Colleen's gone this weekend, so it's just me and the boys.
Exciting. What's Colleen
boys
doing?
And I.
Just a bunch of boys being boys.
Just boys broing down, whatever. No, we've had a good weekend. But anyway, excited to kind of get some grown-up time. I got to be honest, Gary.
Well, you came to the wrong person.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I should have. I mean, is there anybody that out of our cadre of friends that are? Well, anyway, Gary, you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to suffice, okay?
I'll do my best to be adult.
I'm glad you're not, because you're such like a 80s, 90s kid in terms of your interests, and I feel like a lot of the things tonight are kind of in your wheelhouse of things that you like. So I'm excited to jump into all of it. We got TMNT Turtles solicitations going out. We got a new MOTU Origins figure dropping in a couple of days. We've got some, I guess it's third party. Is it official RoboCop villains that are going to get made? Those look really sick. Gem and the Holograms, not made by Hasbro. Could be promising for mass. We'll talk about that. And anything else that kind of comes to our attention. But before we get into any of that, let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping, as always, on a Sunday night. We got Stan Lee's Toy Channel, Rep McGavin, Benjamin Rouge, Stephen Lawrence, Take Two, Mike he told me this, and now it's been too long since I remember it. So, Juralico. Nick Dillinger is here. We've also got PD Dubs in the house. I Play Nerd. Stephen Lawrence, Alex Aro, Toy Monoids is here. Gage Bullock, Daryl Robinson, Jow Machine, Matt Bush is here. Nelson, it's hovering over here. Nelson A, Gady's Toys and House. Congratulations on getting your Grail Wraith from Pirates of Dark Water. You have one as well, Gary. I have one sealed in a box that I still do not have the heart to rip out of it. But one day, maybe. Brian, Lone Star, Buck, Memes of Eternimia is here. Saturday Morning Fan. Johnny Cock in the house. Tony Johnson, Joey Curell, Yo, Beefy Bites, Steven, Video Power Gaming, Cougar McGillicuddy, Rock Nerd Radio, Dorlaxian in the house. Toygeekosaurus, Jason, Tony Taponi, Timbo from Limbo, Larry's Geeky World is here, Mighty D18, John Johnson, AZ Toy Hunters, I guess it's Arizona Toy Hunters Guild, Slave to Leia, and so many more here tonight to talk toys. So we got a couple of anniversaries. We got Gray Fox, member for 29 months. Riley Bob, member for 29 months, and Johnny Cock just gifted 5 GDL memberships. To all of you, welcome and happy anniversary.
I got family.
We got family with the GDL family. Allison Choi, Master of Research.
I got family.
A 5 GDL family memberships to the chat. Whew. All right. Gary.
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, Chad Stewart, 14 months. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing all right. Well, it's kind of an interesting, I feel like it's like a transition point in my toy collecting right now, because I'm waiting for some things like the MOTU Rio Ghostbusters. I'm waiting for my Module case to get here to kind of really settle my modern display. So I'm kind of in a transition. I feel in limbo right now. A little bit in limbo.
Yeah. Purgatory, Jay.
It is. It's my headspace right now. So if anybody doesn't like my headspace, I'm sorry. This is just where I am right now. We got a Dave gifted 5 GDO fan members. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Let's kick shell. Gady's Toys, the Wraith from my Pirates of Darkwater is my new child. It's true. Yeah, I posted on Instagram and stuff like that. So if you don't follow Gady's Toys, give it a follow. Quip is here, everybody. I have not gotten my cat slayer. It'll show up at some point. Has everybody gotten theirs? Like, have they forgotten me? I have to send Kyle a text, be like, what the hell? But anywho, I haven't gotten my cat slayer yet, but I gotta say, seeing everybody's cat slayers has me considering if I should sell mine, or maybe I should sell mine. I don't know. I'm waiting. I gotta see what the magic case looks like. But anyway, Gary.
Right. Yes.
Coming out of wherever it came out of, I don't know, but there were solicitations being put out for new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures. And we had those, what was it, last year, the 4-pack of the classic style Turtles reimagined, and we kind of said it was the Turtles version of Origins. Which, did you ever get those figures? I was never able to pick them up.
I don't think I've seen them in person.
I know they showed up, but by the time I got wise to it, they already picked off. And honestly, I haven't seen them in any toy swaps or anything just to buy them secondhand. So, but what I've heard is they're good. No ankle rocker. They're not Origins level quality, which I think is what we really want. But they are nice, if not kind of lacking in some ways. Yes, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Pickles, we all commented on the texture of the turtles being less than what we want. And this Mecha Man Blades comment here, it's sums it up nicely. Got a set of 4, they're okay. And I think that's a good representation of what it is. Brian Merchant says, good seems like a big stretch.
Ooh, yeah, that's not high praise.
So but that's it. That's all we got. And since then, it's kind of been mum's the word. So my thought was, and maybe other people's thoughts were, was it just an anniversary thing, 40th anniversary, and that's it? No more? Well, it looks like that's not going to be the case, because this past week, solicitations went out for new Turtles toys that included re-releases of, I think, the military Turtles. But the things that caught my eye were 2 vintage re-release vehicle and a playset. But these, presumably a continuation of that 40th anniversary originized retro style turtle figures. And I gotta admit, when I saw this Shredder, and the other ones, the Rocksteady and Raph aren't too bad, but this Shredder, a little underwhelming for me. And that's how I feel. Gary, where are you at on this Shredder?
Yeah, I only found out about this about an hour ago whenever I saw the what we were talking about. Yeah. But these, I don't know. The eyes freak me out. I understand that it's a play on the original, which I would have loved to have had something more posable back then. Now, I'm not so sure. But adding the whites to the eyes just makes it look like this Shredder's seen some shit. He looks he looks concerned.
Yeah, I mean, it's it is an homage, I think, to the original figure, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a little, it's just, it just feels a little cheap, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like what I always assumed was the animal skin, diaper type thing that he was wearing in the original figure. You can see that it's kind of, it's got the same texture, but it's not painted purple, so it stands out less.
Yes. I hate shirts. Well, it's a bit of if I had those abs, you'd never get a shirt. I mean, you know what?
That's
fair point. And Slave Delia points out, the original toy, and I think you kind of alluded to this, Gary, it was in that crouch position, which was kind of taking it from his appearance in the comics, or his first appearance in the first issue. But but it was kind of silly. It never could stand up. So like this is where, we'd really want a shredder that looks like it could fit in with the vintage toys, but actually could stand upright,
Right. Yeah, I always assumed that my shredder figure was just constantly rolling to attack. Like that was his move of choice, was the crouch and roll.
Or got like hitting the stomach or the
Yeah,
nads.
pretty
He was
much.
like, oh,
Yeah.
And memes of a tournament. Yeah, no ankle pivot, no shelf space for you. I feel like the turtles can get away with this more. I don't know why. But with the human figure, just the cut at the ankles, like it limits the posability of this thing, and it kind of negates why you would want to revision anyhow. Right?
Yeah. I think so. The blades are certainly safer than the the 80s version.
True, very true. Short and stubby.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. Like I say, I would have loved it 30 years ago, but now I'm like, maybe it's better left in the past.
Or it's still not where it needs to be, I feel like. And maybe they just don't care.
Yeah.
Nostalgia Unbox. Excuse me, you invited Gary on, but didn't ask me to join. My 2 local friends. I'll send you a link. But usually when I'm like, hey, can you come on the show? Like, oh, I gotta go to bed, or I gotta hang out with my girlfriend. Right? Isn't that how it always is, Gary, when we invite him to things?
Yes. I don't know. I've never invited him to anything.
Wow.
I'm not a very good local friend.
Wow. We're working through things in real time here tonight.
That's right.
But yeah, I feel like this.
Yeah. I don't know. And then the non-cloth goods cape.
Ooh, the cape's terrible. Hold on, I got an official. I think I got an official.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. Terrible. Oh, all right. He did not like us doing this without him.
Oh.
Jonathan from
What's
Nostalgia
happening,
Unbox.
Jonathan?
Hi. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I had double audio and I was freaking out.
Oh. You okay now? Did it work?
I
Are you good?
am.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks
Happy
for
to
the
have you
invite.
here.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking of you.
It's friendship.
I thought of you as soon as I saw your comment.
I'll take it.
I should have been more considerate. I know these are like retro style, but these are Johnny New toys.
Yeah, they're new and retro, nostalgic. Some would say.
Best of both worlds.
But okay, so Jonathan, you like new, but in a nostalgic trappings. What's your thoughts on this old shredder here?
I'm actually very excited about these, and if nothing else, he has seen a chiropractor, and he is looking good. He got his life together. He's ripped better than ever. So he's spending 2025 is the year for him. Okay, it's him time. It's shredder time. Okay?
Shredder
He's
time.
focusing on himself. It's less turtle soup. It's more chicken noodles soup for the soul or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's empowering.
It is. So I'm still curious how his shoulder metal pieces are sticking to his skin, but
Oh my God, you're right.
That's a good point.
They're like molded into his shoulders.
That's why his eyes are so wide. He's like always in pain.
But am I being too nitpicky that these big old pins are exposed here on the shoulders?
Playmates, yeah. Anybody that, I mean, I know we're in the age of like, oh, you can make things pinless because his elbows definitely have them. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
The biggest issue is going to be his ankles, because like Playmates, and Mad Hatter made a video actually today about this. Playmates is playing in that realm of Masters of the Universe Remember, I don't say MOTU because I'm not a collector. They're playing in that realm of Origins where, hey, here's the thing you know from your childhood, but we've updated it to make it fun and kind of, it's like playing an old vintage game that got remastered into some high def thing. It's like playing Final Fantasy VII or something. It's remastered. Sure. It's like, oh, I'm playing the same thing I did before.
Yeah.
It's just like they got so far and they're like, it's not worth the ankle thing. I hated the ankle issue with the Mutant Mayhem figures. That was like the biggest complaint. Because you can okay, great, I can move the legs around, but the feet are always flat. So when you do different poses, it's like you can't get the foot to lay flat.
Yeah, but like if you're a vanilla poser like me, actually, it's not so much that. I just think with the Mutant Mayhem toys, they're more under the like kids toys, so I forgive it more than maybe it's
built the same way.
I know
that these are targeted towards us old dudes,
exactly,
but they're all built the same way. So the Mutant Mayhem,
I know.
This, same articulation, all that stuff.
But it's just, I wish, and again, I think it's just maybe the problem is that we keep comparing these to MOTU Origins, and
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think if the Origins figures weren't out there, people would still be like, these ankles are stupid. Because we've gotten this far, and it can't be that much more for them to arts. It's obviously a cost thing. It's just way cheaper to do this. Not a big deal. 98% of the people that buy this figure are just going to sit it on this shelf.
Yeah.
Right.
Or leave it on the card.
Or set it. Are they gonna sit it or set it on the shelf?
Set it,
and forget it.
It's that easy, folks. You set it and forget it. Has anybody translated the Chinese from his dialogue box?
No.
That's fun.
My guess is price probably it's $8 per case.
Here
I don't know.
Translator. Will you scroll back up again?
Yeah, sure. We got a couple super chats while I scroll back up. We've got, hold on, we got the super chats up here. We got Carl Woolley, $5 super chat. Wonder why no one is crediting Super 7 for ruining Playmates momentum here. I don't like them either, but yikes. What do they ruin? I guess I'm missing on what they...
I've got it, if you're ready.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. Go ahead. We'll come back to this.
Scroll up just a little bit more, because it just changed the text. It got real weird.
Okay, there you go.
It's order deadline is 2025, the 23rd of this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever top towel date is, that doesn't make sense. All right. So the dialogue box that he says there, estimated listing date is April. Okay. So that's what the green text is there. At the
I don't
top.
know why he would be shouting that.
No, he's not shouting that. That's the green text up there with the date.
Oh, okay.
That's what that means. It's just saying estimated listing date is the...
It'll be on a towel rack in April. Okay.
Yeah. His quote box says, the original doll in 1988, high precision version, remake the original doll into a modern design. We could have figured that out, I guess.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
That's like my third guess.
And then what about this little blurb down here?
I was reading your text that you said that you were laughing and you said I was kidding. So now I feel like I shouldn't be here.
I didn't say that. I did not say. Where did I say that?
Hold on.
Joel said that. He said send him the link too. So I sent the link.
Hold on. It's having a hard time here. Let's get it. Reshaping the 1988 classic Shredder. And then it just says item number of boxes, and product size.
Okay, there you go. See, I was kind of right. That's what I assumed it was. I know Chinese.
Wow.
But I guess let's come back to this one. Wonder why no one is crediting Super 7 for ruining Playmates momentum here. I don't like them either, but yikes. I guess he's saying that because Super 7 has done modernized versions of the classic Playmates figures, we already have that. It is more expensive than this, right? Is that basically what I think it's trying to say here?
I think so. Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Always helpful.
Sorry.
Jonathan, I love.
I had so much going on. I wasn't ready for this. Wasn't ready to be here.
But so I guess it is weird that you have like MOTU Origins is MOTU Origins. Classics had already happened, and it was, you know, however many years removed by the time Origins came around. Now you've had Super 7 stuff relatively concurrent with this stuff, and I saw some people say they prefer this look to the Shredder than the Super 7 one, which I respectfully disagree with. But you know, and especially when the Super 7 ones are sold on clearance for pretty damn cheap.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that makes it tougher. Autobot, Laserbot, this figure would look better with a custom black tunic, which I previously made using cloth for both the vintage and the 2013 reissue. So there you go. So Shredder's kind of meh. Let's talk about Rocksteady, because I actually think Rocksteady looks pretty sick.
I like this one.
Right? Why do you like it, Gary?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. But compared to the other one, it just looks better, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to see his face a little better, you know, like we get sort of the straight full on angle. I'd like to see it from the side and angled out.
Little profile.
Yeah, because he looks really sleepy. Like from this angle. So I've just got all sorts of eye comments tonight, apparently.
I guess so. I dig it too because of the head sculpt. Like it looks cool. Like it has a lot of detail by the looks of it, and the eyes look. You know, I think this is kind of what I would expect from a Origins-ish style recreation. Yes. Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, I don't mind his texture.
Okay.
So they're trying to play in that same space as the Turtles, but this seems a little more subdued, I guess you could say. But it looks animal accurate. I like his. It looks like a Black Widow gauntlet on his left arm, but they are large bullets. It seems.
Yes.
It's
for his big gun.
Yes, I'm curious. Which should be a laser blaster. So explain that.
Oh, fair enough.
The sewer manhole cover shield. I am very curious of the size.
Ooh, good call.
Because it was classically tiny, and then the Super 7 enlarged the figure, but kept the manhole the same size as the vintage Playmates. I'll never forget that. It was one of the first videos of yours that I ever saw. The other thing I was going to say is that, man, it just makes me love these new Joy Toy figures even more.
Yeah, it's what makes it tough about anything Playmates is going to do is there's just so many options that are better.
Yeah. Dora Laxon just threw out a great comment about how the gun looks like the one he had in the arcade game, which feels accurate to me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I never really paid attention to his gun that much. I just wanted to get him flipping yellow to regular colors. But anywho, yeah, I dig this figure. And then we've got a last Ronin Raphael. And Jonathan, you're dear friends with one of the artists for this. So what's your thoughts on
we had great conversations.
It was I videoed.
Yeah, good. He's a very good man. And he does Ben Bishop, by the way, if anybody doesn't know who we're talking about. Yeah. Ben Bishop, famously involved in Last Ronin, does autographs for free. So if you ever see he's at a local convention or a local comics shop or something like that, he does free. I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? So I paid him for a what are they called when they draw
a little sketch or
commission sketch? Yeah.
No, there's like a specific.
Gary would know because he does this.
Somebody in the chat will do it. Yeah.
Well, like a commission?
No, it's just like they'll sign it, but then they'll do like a quick little sketch of a face, and they call it something.
A doodle. Everyone calls it something different.
You want your little doodles, Ben? A remark. Thank you so much, Easy.
A remark? I never. How have I not known this word? I did not know.
I don't know if two people used the QUE. So 3 people. So I guess that's correct.
So it must be French.
A remark. Hey Ben, buddy, there. Would you mind doing a remark? So I love this. I'm curious is how is it going to go along with the last Ronin figure that they did previously? That exists, right? You guys are familiar?
Yeah, absolutely. With the black bandana. What do you mean? Like, is it gonna scale with it?
Yeah, is this like is this
I would assume
continuing
so.
that line that was like a PAX exclusive or whatever?
Yeah.
Last Ronin figure.
Mhm.
It also looks like he's got a hinge point on his ankles. It's very interesting that it doesn't just swivel.
Yep.
Which really is just confusing everything now.
Well, when that first last Ronin figure came out, we were like, "Oh, cool! Is this going to be the basis for the, their things?" And
yeah, I want them to keep doing this. I mean, I'm sure there are tons of turtle collectors that really just go after the vintage stuff only, and then these new things are kind of playing so heavily in that space that they're like, "Okay, you know what? I think I will add this to my collection, especially if they scale well." And that old last Ronin definitely does. It's very Playmates. This looks like it could be a little bit larger, like some of the stuff that came later on, like in the 2000s or whatever.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah,
but it's very well done, especially for Playmates.
Yes.
All the armor pieces, there's so much color. I hope everything shows up with as much color as they're showing here, like all the blades and the handles. Like if it all has that much stuff, this is going to be a great one.
I agree.
It's strange how much detail is in this figure versus the other two, right? Because the other two were just solid color weapons. So I wonder if this will actually have less at release or if the others will have more.
Well, I don't think this is supposed to play in that space. I think this they're saying, hey, this is I don't know. This is why I'm confused. Because it's displayed with all of these and the look of it, but the last Ronin figure has like a lot of wash.
It does
paint and stuff, at least on the front of his face. If you take its hood off, it's all like they didn't even touch it. But
and also,
it's a surprising figure.
Yeah, and you'll also notice this is the only one who's not speaking to us, right? Like he doesn't have the text box like the other two do. So it makes me wonder if this is a different figure that just got mixed in with the release somehow.
Well, but here's the thing, like, and I may have lost it in the chat now, but it's just the inconsistency from Playmates, right? Like they kind of just do all these onesie twosie, they don't really keep a unified approach a lot of the times, and this has been true of Playmates all the time. Remember they did those highly articulated retro turtle figures in 2012, the Toys R Us ones, and they did that. They did movie style, and then they finally gave us Bebop Rocksteady and like a Shredder, and it was way undersized. They're just inconsistent always.
Yeah.
But that being said, this Raph looks phenomenal, and I want it.
Yeah, I gotta pull up while we're talking here. So the Playmates last Ronin, and see if he has those same ankles. I reviewed that thing, but it's been like probably 2 years now.
Let me see if I can.
I'm curious if he had better ankles that weren't just swivels. I want to say that is the case. That they're not just swivel ankles.
It looks. Hold on, it's on Amazon. So let me stop sharing here. Even though I don't want to like.
But it's harder to articulate because he's got like shin guards. I should just go back and watch my own review. That would save us. That would take less time than what I'm doing right now.
Another view, and do we want to do that? But sure, let's pull up YouTube.
No, don't do it.
.com/ or could I just do like Jonathan
just
Nostalgia?
Google Images or something. Yeah, I just couldn't find any poses of him on Google Images that showed his ankles. Good luck trying to find it in my list of anime girls.
I know that's a problem. Nostalgia, unboxed.
It's not even that many, but I've just become known for it.
You're famous for it.
I'll take it. I say that having just today reviewed another bunny girl.
Hey, listen, you gotta. It's you gotta get the views.
Exclusive. I had to.
Okay, I'm giving you a ad view right now. Should I click on it so you get some more money? Maybe
skip that shit. I want your dirty money.
Let's see. Take forever to open, like 3 minutes. You're not even the figure. Okay, finally the figure's out. That's great.
Yeah, this was forever ago. 1 year ago.
We're still not even on the figure. We're 5.5 minutes in. Okay,
yeah,
there we go. Finally. All right. And
God, now people have to see my face
No,
twice
it
in
doesn't-
one video.
no, I think it does have ankle rockers. So, yeah.
You know what's crazy is there's probably people in the chat that are like, yes, oh my God, just read my comment. Just skip forward because I usually go through articulation. So there's going to be some spot where I'm actually
How
like,
is it get to articulation? 20 minutes? Let's see.
oh, I hate
Oh, here we
talking
go.
about
Is this
articulation. I do it
articulation?
less and less these days.
And I just putting accessories in.
Just scroll around, find it.
You're 10 minutes in. You're still just putting the accessories in his hands.
I learned a lot since then.
It's
It's only 11,000 views.
It is a great looking figure, though.
Because of everything you're complaining about. Back when I did split screen.
Now you're still talking about accessories. Come on. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe.
Well, yeah. Who knows what I'm actually saying?
This is a great looking figure, though, I will say.
Yeah, very impressed with it.
It has rockers. I pulled mine off my deck.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Now get
Can
rid
I
of
just
me.
say, I love this idea. Maybe we should do this, actually make it a thing.
Yeah.
Commentaries.
We should
Like
do...
YouTubers commenting on other YouTubers' reviews.
Yeah, I think would be more fun is not doing this. No, just pretend to do the voice.
What, of you?
Your favorite thing, do improv, pretend you're me talking about it.
Well, see, here's what's happening is I don't actually like old toys, so this is new, and that's why I think that you should really. Oh, it's the back of it. Yeah, let me play with these accessories some more. Haven't got enough footage of that yet, and see, that's why I think this one is worth picking up. Because have you checked out Ko-fi? I've actually put out some new artwork on there. You definitely should check some of that out. Support me as an artist. And right here is where I think this one ranks all time on Turtles figures.
Wait,
Wow.
were you doing Jonathan or Professor
Yeah, Jonathan.
Frank?
I don't know.
I think he just did a heightened version of himself.
But I do love this idea of MST3K.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Walls of Jericho knows where my pain lives.
You guys should do commentary of that one live stream where everyone piled on Johnny for loving friendship.
I know. The best part is Jay's like, I want to hang out, I want to do all that stuff, but then you just became one of the people pile on the hate.
Here's the thing. I don't know. That was a good time. But I love this idea of commentating and we could all do it. You could do mine. I could do Near's. Dole could do Dan Larson's. I don't know. It could be fun. It could be a lot of fun. Or maybe not. Maybe people would hate it. Seth says that was hard to watch. 99 cents. No name. Thank you for the 99 cents. Appreciate that. Okay. You need a little more self-deprecating humor and talking under your breath for. Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah. And according to Cardboard Galaxy, you got to just steamroll the live stream. Don't let anybody else talk.
That's true. That's true. Just keep talking. Okay, let's just get back to the Turtles real quick. Re-releases of classic play sets is a big deal. We've already gotten the Technodrome, which was like 75% to scale of the original one. And I think we all are wondering, hey, you're gonna do the sewer layer, and here we are. A sewer layer for all. And honestly, in our Discord, the GDL Discord, I think I saw Quip say a few people were talking about how they actually like the slightly smaller scale because it fits more in our displays, less space danger. Gary, what are your thoughts on that? These the re-release here being 75% the scale.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not always sure who this is for. In terms of like, the original collectors will probably have something already. But but I guess it's for the kids of today, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is applicable to kids today that maybe want a play set and not have to spend a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Or a collector that doesn't want to buy a vintage one and just wants to have it on a shelf and not to stress about it.
Right, for sure. I guess I would take it. It's never been one of my favorite play sets. So I feel like I can't really.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
Well, I never had it, so it's a point of contention also. But I also don't want to buy it at 75% of the original size. So.
Well, the thing is, I had it. I always thought the Technodrome was cooler. My problem with this play set is it's kind of just a bunch of pieces that form the structure. And at least to me as a kid, I lost the pieces pretty quick. And eventually I had just barely anything left of this play set. But I have had one in my collection forever now. And I do really enjoy it. Plus the connecting your Technodrome to it is important. So I think whatever they do scale wise, I think saw a few people in the chat already say it. We don't know for sure if it'll scale, but I hope it scales the pipe parts so that you can do what we could do with the vintage one with the Technodrome and sewer layer and connect the two together. Right. And again, I think for people that never had it, boom, here you go. You can own one. It'll look just about the same. And you really only, I think, notice when there's figures in it that it looks a little small, or if you have it sitting next to a real one. But other than that, like if you just have it on a shelf, it looks good. Like I have the Technodrome not here with my vintage stuff. I actually have it in like my band rehearsal room, and it's sitting on top of an amp, and it looks cool over there. Like, so I think it has a place for people that just want something without having to shell, whatever it's going for in the secondary market. Jonathan, what's your feeling on these re-releases here?
Never had the sewer layer as a kid. I always wanted it. I'll never forget being in Toys R Us. Whatever I don't know. The price back then was probably like $50. I had 25, my brother had 25. And the conversation was, you guys either go in together and pick something or buy your individual things. And my brother just didn't want to go with this. We did have the Technodrome.
Okay.
We got the measurements right here on the screen. Those are in centimeters, which is what we should be using. I hate inches, but this could be like clarified now. If somebody just has one of the vintage ones, measures everything and just tries to, oh, okay, it looks like it's a little scaled down a little bit more, which will help add a little bit of comfort, probably, that this will connect to the Technodrome. It would be crazy that they are going through all of this right now and it doesn't connect. Yeah, even my brother had issues of friendships. That's why we don't talk anymore. But I'm very curious if it still has the little poster of the turtle babe.
Oh. You know what? If they don't, I have a friend of mine that'll probably make a little sticker set so that you can probably have a turtle babe on your.
And I do want to acknowledge Ryan Dole earlier said something. I want it to be clear that he loves me and he wants friendship too, or whatever. And I know that if Dole and I lived near each other, God, we would be the bestest of friends.
Wait, is that a dig at me?
No.
Oh, okay.
But Dole doesn't have kids, and he'd probably actually hang out.
I feel like we hang
what
out
I'm saying
a decent. Are we getting back into this?
We do need to acknowledge that our other friend is in the chat here.
Yeah, near Mad Hatter. I'll never forget. I wanted it the summer of 2024. The memories.
Yeah, that's as nostalgic as I can get.
But yeah, to me, I think it's cool because wait, there's that passive aggressiveness Jason Preston was missing.
Yep.
But I think it fits may not fit to the original, but it'll fit on your shelf easier, and it'll scratch the itch without having to go full bore on the price.
You know what? Also, the box art on this thing is probably going to be gorgeous.
Oh, it's going to be incredible because it's the original box art. Spoiler, I guess it's not a spoiler, but I have the original box. I bought my sewer playset on eBay 15 years ago, 17 years ago. Complete mint in box. It wasn't sealed. I got it for $25 on eBay.
Dang.
That's amazing.
Turtle stuff was so cheap.
What a time to be
20
alive.
years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool. This next one I think is even more exciting, personally. It is the Mutant Module, which if anybody has either owned one as a kid or has tried to piece one together, if you don't have it complete as an adult collector, this is, I'd argue, the hardest vehicle to complete.
Really?
Yes, because for starters, the drill has all these tiny little purple drill bits on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them are like glued or screwed in. They just kind of pop on. And those alone, like I have extras, or maybe I sold them when I did a whatnot or whatever. But like those alone cost you an arm and a leg. But every piece comes off. Like this gun comes off, this silver part comes off right here. This handle comes off, this part comes off, the two missiles up here come off. And then on the back of this thing has these little tubes. These tubes come off, the actual exhaust comes off, that part comes like this. Every single piece of this thing can come off of it. And so having a complete Mutant Module is such a pain in the ass. So out of every release they've done so far, I think this one is the most exciting because unlike, and I'm not saying the other sets and parts don't have pieces that go missing, but I think this is the toughest one. So the fact that you can get a Mutant Module complete is pretty darn cool, which I'm going to assume I would hope it's going to be less than the playsets are. But Gary, what's your thoughts on this one?
All right. I feel like I've been pretty ho-hum on everything up till now, but this is what I'm excited about. I think this is awesome. Again, I never had one of these as a kid. At least I had sort of a hand-me-down, but it was missing almost everything. So the closest I got were the little Micro Machine Turtle Mutant Module.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is really cool that they're giving us a chance to have this again. I was just wondering though, if they don't do this to scale, do you think that might be so that you can't replace the old parts with the new parts? Like that makes sense to me.
And I'm fine with it because again, I think the different scale kind of negates that, oh, well, you're destroying the vintage market or whatever. So
right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a have your cake and eat it too kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like Jonathan, you tell me, like, even if you don't want to put vintage toys in this will look good in the background of like a NECA display or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously there's just a ton of stuff, as you pointed out earlier. So it is a little like over the top in that sense, which just got me thinking, like hearing you and Dan talk about GI Joes and stuff, and I'm like, blah blah blah. What's the next thing? But it's like hearing you guys describe the vehicles and everything, and I'm like, man, they really just went all in on this thing. There's just so much tooling and sculpting. It's crazy that they got away with doing that back then. Nuts. I think it's a beautiful design, regardless of whatever you're collecting. I mean, yeah, if you're just a turtle person, again, box art's going to be gorgeous.
It is. With
the dimensions, that's going to be great. People can obviously measure with vintage ones, but this and the sewer layer, I want people to also like find those visual details to see what was resculpted. Like the Technodrome, like the bottom of it has like a new sculpt.
Yes.
Like, can we find that stuff out early?
Probably not, unless you somehow get it off the factory line or something before it gets sent here. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I'm saying like if we have these images, somebody could just take a vintage one and look at these images and then find those.
Oh, sure.
Just do like a I Spy.
Well, you talk about. I'll grab mine real quick. Just keep talking.
That should work just fine on the internet.
Yes.
You talk because I steamroll.
I get steamrolled, so I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, you want it. You're gonna have to zoom out so we can see the image. Can you make? Is there a way that you can put yourself up next to this?
What's up?
Is there a way that you can put yourself up and this? You'd have to like maybe put us.
What if I? Oh shit! Oh, no. Oh god! Hold on. Okay, wait.
That was the right thing to do.
Hold on. Yeah, it was. Give me a second. I gotta move myself here.
Yes.
And then I need to bring it back.
Red leader.
Bring it back in here. And then do this.
There we go.
Pretty close.
Small.
Yeah, it's all right. It'll be close enough. Just scroll down to that one, and then
there we go. Okay.
It's for science, people.
Wait. This way.
Yep, it's the same. You can put it back.
Okay. It looks. It looks very similar.
Yeah, it does.
There's a little bit of difference right in the center, right between the tracks. The paint. Yours is black, right between the tracks. There's like that black square. So that's different.
That's a separate. This is a separate plastic piece, so that's probably just molded on the new one.
Yeah.
Because like Technodrome, it was like one whole piece. Where in the vintage, it was like different levels.
Yeah.
But it looks like here at least these separate tread pieces, and then the little metal pieces are same. Is this?
It looks like there's a lot less tooling on those metal pieces on the tracks. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it does look. More simple. No, actually, I think it's comparable. It may just be the angle of this.
Okay.
Yeah, the three little, not the red dots, but the three little purple dots. I can't tell if it's cut deeper in the new one or if it's just a reflection on yours, Jay. But
it may just be the reflection.
No, to the right, the purple dots, not the red ones.
Oh. Nah, I think it is just they're pretty deep in here. There's better lighting, maybe more lighting.
Can you scroll to the back half?
No, because they don't actually take a picture of the back half.
Wow.
No, I mean like just do that.
Yeah. It's remarkably close.
It's very close.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
But see, these little things, they just come off like that easy.
Wow. Yeah.
Lose it so fast.
Nightmares.
I'm surprised. Like I was half expecting taking this up, like, oh God, one fell off, and now I'm short one. But anyway, Mutant Module's cool as hell. And a drill moves. Be able to do that for sure.
Man, it's actually nice seeing all of the stuff behind you a little bit closer. We never really get a good look at all that.
What do you mean?
There's like
wow.
There's a lightsaber and everything.
You got a lightsaber.
A talk boy.
Trap. These are my weapons of choice. I got a talk boy in case I need to forge checking into a hotel. Ghost trap in case there's a ghost, and then lightsaber in case I need to hack something up.
You got Charles and
I've been playing GoldenEye, so
right.
Wow.
Anyway, I don't know if I like this.
I don't.
Yeah, this is awful.
It's really close on. There we go.
Okay. Turtle stuff. That's it. I got other things to talk about though. Jonathan, do you want to stick around while we talk about those, or do you want to get out of here?
That's up to you in the chat.
No, stay. I just want you to feel like you have
doing a table read, so I was already set up, and I was like, "Oh, they're live now. I wonder who's
a table read."
Yeah, for a play.
Is that a dishwasher or a fridge inset into your shelf, Jay? Oh, it's a TV.
It's one of those old school wood.
Yeah, it's
TVs.
an old school Sony Trinitron. Let's see if I can put my camera down a little bit.
Probably weighs like 150 pounds.
Oh yeah, it's heavy. But yeah, so it's a old 1988 Sony Trinitron with like stereophonic. The speakers are incredible. Nice big screen for at least CRTs. So you're playing VHS or original like retro video games. It's freaking awesome. So the boys and I have been playing GoldenEye and Sonic 2. And so we've been rocking it.
Beautiful.
And then it's also it's so big and it's made out of wood that it's a great shelf.
Is it made out of wood?
Jonathan's rehearsing his one-man play, The Importance of Bleating Ernest.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Okay, people want you to say, Jonathan, just so you know. That's what they're saying in the chat. This one, I know you hate Masters of the Universe, Jonathan, but Gary and I love it. So
I despise it.
I know you do. Rich mahogany. No,
Smells like mildew and 80s.
Cigarettes.
You know, it's really clean. $10. I bought this thing for $10 off Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Like 5 years ago.
Wow.
$10. Wow.
They're like, just get it out of here.
Pretty much. But they were using it as their regular TV. They had an Apple TV hooked up to it and everything.
Wow.
Because even though it's from 88, it still has like 3 different composite inputs, coaxial input. Like it's got all the connections too. It's a great TV.
How do you hook it? You need a HDMI converter?
Yeah, you just get an HDMI converter and then you just plug into the RCA jacks. But it works. But where was I going with this? Masters of the Universe. This figure, we've been waiting for it for a long time. It was originally going to come out on January 6th. And they instead chose January 21st for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have it ready in time or something. But finally, we're going to be able to get ourselves the Origins Rio Blast figure. And for me, I'm really excited. This is a weird figure in the original toy line. And it is one of the figures that in the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line, they just did not do justice because they cheaped out on the tooling. And you may not know this, Jonathan, but in the original figure, like it's showing here, there's guns and stuff that kind of pop out of his chest and his legs. And on the Masters of the Universe Classics, they didn't do that tooling. They just had it be like a little piece of plastic you attached. It was just stupid. It didn't look good at all. But now finally we're getting a modernized Rio Blast for Origins, and it's going on sale on Tuesday, January 21st at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think I should be able to do a live stream for this sale. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
So 12 o'clock our time.
12 o'clock, yeah, Eastern. Gary, what's your thoughts on that? You excited to finally get this one?
I think it looks great. Yeah. I love the design of the character, and then, like you said, the fact that the weapons do pop out in this one.
Yeah.
It looks like yeah. I've always thought of him as Master of the Universe as Wild Bill.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Got that vibe.
Porn stash Rio.
Yeah.
So yeah, may Rio Blast usher Brave Star into Origins. Maybe
that would be great.
So yeah, I want him. I need him for sure. Have you gotten any MOTU Origins figure, Jonathan? Did you do any of the TMNT stuff?
No, I do want to. I was laughing very hard at Mike's comment, but I assume you skipped it because it seems very out of your so,
hey, people in the chat can get a good laugh.
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay out of it.
I don't have any of these things. Can you go to the card art?
Absolutely.
Please.
Hold on, let me click on this here.
Thank you.
There you go.
So the front of this thing looks like they ripped off Nier's Flip War stuff.
Oh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you not aware that maybe it's the other way around? You could flip that.
Well, I know Nier. Mad Hatter wouldn't do anything like that. Can I see the back of it?
Is this funny? Like if say you didn't know MOTU and all you knew was Flip War.
That's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna be
right.
And then they'll like, well, no. It would have to be that Mad Hatter their style.
You're good, Mike. You're good. It was funny.
Can we enlarge this artwork? Because this is something that, my God, I should be watching your Toy Geeks
You should.
stuff with Dan because you guys were talking so much about card art, and I was like, oh man, but I'm like, I listen while I do stuff, but this is something that they take it so serious with everything. I think that this Masters of any line from Masters of the Universe, if there's card art, they're like, we take this serious. This is like, we are known for this. We would never stray from having this style, this look, and always investing into great artwork. And it makes me a happy boy.
I agree. I think this art is not as good as some of the other art, or it's a different style. I feel like just a little bit.
It's not to par with what the crossover with the Ninja Turtle stuff is. So I don't know. Maybe they just don't think this guy will sell as much, and they were like, let's just get an artist that's like kind of B tier. do they put artist names in the bios or anything?
Should. I don't know. I don't.
Maybe down there.
Yeah, maybe on the comic. Maybe.
Well, on the listing, I mean.
Oh, on the listing? Probably not. Let's look. Nope.
No.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it this way. Like, I'm not really in on Origins. I haven't been for a while. Probably the last figure I bought was Sunman when he was a Target exclusive.
Sunman.
But I'm tempted with this one. I like this a lot.
Agreed.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it about this guy that's tickling your fancy?
He loves Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
What Jay said.
And I think this is scratching a different kind of itch. That's my guess.
He reminds me of my dad in the 70s. No, I don't know.
He left, he never came back. This is my way to bring him back.
And he's in the chat. No, I don't know. I've always liked the way this figure looks, and with all the cool weapons and whatnot, it's just kind of right up my alley.
Did you say cool weapons?
Cool weapons. Did I stutter when I said cool weapons, Jay?
Cool weapons. That's what I'm going to call them now. I just want to make sure. No, he's cool. He's just cool, even if you just want a cool, weird toy. Like, so yeah, Rio Blast. I'm excited. Sure. Okay. Also, RoboCop, The Villains of Old Detroit by JFS Toys. NECA maybe has abandoned doing more, I don't know, characters from RoboCop. But a new toy company called JFS Toys are doing officially licensed RoboCops or RoboCop figures, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Including this guy who's really sick. This thing still gives me nightmares. Jonathan, did you watch RoboCop as a kid? Like way too young to watch that film, right?
Didn't everybody?
So many movies like that and Predator.
Yeah. And I still remember this scene where he's like he's melting from the and it screwed me up then, and it still haunts me to this day. So I'm glad we're getting an action figure of it.
So I can just stare at my shelf and shudder.
God. Yeah, no. But I love that these are licensed, and I love the VHS tape boxes are a ton of fun.
The colors. Yeah,
the colors are great. Like, this is a really fun little line.
So many random choices. It's amazing. Like, this is the stuff for any line out there. You're like, I wish that they would do this, because it's usually just heroes. Maybe you get villains. And if it's the villains, it's just the one main bad guy. And then you're like, my RoboCop has nobody to shoot in the dick.
That's true.
Are these going to be posable figures or statues?
They look very McFarlane statuesque. But maybe these are like early, just like sculpts, like they haven't put the articulation in yet.
Right. They look like renders or something.
Yeah.
It says 1/10 scale action figures, but sometimes, man, like you can go to Big Bad Toy Store and select action figures, and then it's just some statue.
I hope they will be more articulated than like, because there's no articulation in this elbow right now.
Right. This is so early though.
Exactly. But here's the thing, like NECA, they're not like the most. It's kind of like you get it in a pose and leave it kind of thing. So like, what's the difference?
Well, that's most action figures. I mean, it's very I get something unless I put it back in a review or compare it. Like I pose the crap out of it for a few hours for posing sections of the video, and then I either put it in a box or on the shelf. So that it's just, you know, photographers, people like articulation and like good range, but yeah, this is so early that it's just like proof of concept kind of thing.
Exactly.
I am very curious if they're gonna be articulated. It says 1/10 scale, which makes me think that it will fall in line with your NECA RoboCop because he's a big boy.
Yep.
Yeah, Daxamil knows what's up.
I want the little.
Buy that for $1.
But yeah, no, I agree. Go ahead, Gary. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like the hair sculpt on these looks incredible, especially this guy's beard. Like for a company I've never heard of, this is pretty quality output. I hope it can, you know,
they're brand new.
Deliver,
JR Toys.
JF.
Can we see the other item that said was also on display? It was like a quarter scale something.
This is the statue of Melty McGee.
Okay, so that's
that's a quarter scale.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why? Oh my god, it's so much worse.
Right. Why? I do. I know it's a new toy company, and if you're watching this, I don't mean any disrespect. But do we really think there is an audience that wants a statue version of this guy on their shelves?
There's so many like
there is.
There is, and probably people that are like real weird about it. But there's like a whole horror section of statues, like massive stuff when you go to San Diego. But this is know from experience,
right? Like every Christmas, they've just been asking Santa for this guy as an action figure or statue. And guess what? 2025 is their year. Like,
oh damn! Blake's not holding back from Toy Collector Magazine. Had to go bankrupt one series deep.
Damn, indeed.
Blake.
So my guess is this is like their what's the word I'm looking for? This is like they might never make that, but when they're on display at a convention, that's the thing that people are gonna be like, oh my god, and it shows off the sculpting, the paint work, like all of the crazy efforts that they can put together.
Yeah.
And because of what it is, you're gonna be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
A showpiece.
That's true.
It's again cool. I really dig it. And I'm glad they're doing it. I'm excited to see what else they do. I'm excited to see if they actually articulate him in the paint and everything. But at least early on, looks cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that had me excited, not because I'm a Gem in the Holograms fanatic or anything, but Loyal Subjects. I don't remember how long ago it was, but they announced they were, you know, picking up a couple Hasbro properties to make toys of, and one of them that I think a lot of us were really excited about was Mask.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, like Loyal Subjects, they've done a lot of Turtles figures, and some good, some bad, you know, and so it's just kind of like cool, but I need to see proof of concept first. And I gotta say, this gem I think looks really freaking good. I'm not a gem aficionado or anything, but I think she looks really, really good. And so if this gem is truly outrageous, then the Mask stuff could be pretty damn good as well.
Yeah. This is definitely outrageous. It's got all the Showtime synergy you could ever
truly outrageous.
Yeah, I think it looks really solid, and I know that they've done gem dolls in the past, but I think this might be one of the best looking ones. Well, I also love the packaging.
The packaging looks great. They actually oh shoot, she has like the little sparkly pantyhose. Like she looks really, really good.
Yeah, this is a specific type of collector, so I understand that. And there's like, this is the kind of stuff where like it's weird to me. I know everyone's just voicing their opinions, but like the chat saying like, oh, this would be better if this or whatever. Like, oh, I don't like. Well, like this is there's people that specifically want this style of thing, and I don't know enough about it to know if that's been like a
There's
very
fans because
right. I don't know if it's like a wasteland, like a barren wasteland of trying to get stuff like this for that style.
I think so because like Hasbro's done a couple like Comic-Con exclusive gem stuff, and it's sold through, and it's like secondary market prices have been expensive. So like if loyal subjects can actually put out quality and even go beyond just gem, I think that's great for the doll collectors, gem fans, like Colleen, my wife, she's a huge gem fan. And I guess Blake maybe has seen the mass stuff. Loyal subjects are trending in the right direction, with mass being strictly homage to the original. I think most folks are going to be happy. And so yeah, like seeing how well they've translated this gem figure, even though I'm personally not a gem collector or anything, like it has me really excited to see what the mask stuff looks like. And yeah, thank you, Tony Taponi. My pet monster, Popples, my buddy. Like
Popples.
Yeah. Like again, like if this is a proof of concept, this is your canary in a coal mine, whatever you want to call it, of showing that loyal subjects did this really well. And that means these other things could turn out really good too.
I completely agree. I thought I saw in the photos that she might have a different outfit. Could you click through the images and?
Yeah. Hold on, keep going. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And different shoes, little like she looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, double jointed knees.
Yeah,
you could see it in the other outfit, which was unexpected. How does she have better knees and elbows than anything they've done?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not necessarily a gem collector either, and I probably won't buy this, but this looks great, and I'm excited for those who do genuinely love this.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
March 1st.
For the mask. I stuttered and I didn't even mean to.
The mask.
So that's very soon.
Very soon, folks. But yeah, Gem, she's truly outrageous. And again, looks really, really freaking cool.
How tall is this?
Gem figures were shorter than Barbie, if I remember.
12 inches.
12 inches.
Okay. So she'll be comparable to a Barbie.
Full doll size. Yeah.
Jacobson did just a $5 super chat. And did another one. I'm sorry that you had to do two if you missed the message the first time. I saw RoboCop 2 first when I was a kid, and I loved it. Mom rented the first one for me, and it scared me so bad. I started crying when the credits rolled. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's similar for me. Like I had the toys and everything. I had the helmet and like the pop gun thing. Yeah. And I missed this from Matt Bush, $5 super chat. Jonathan afraid Jay is missing Colleen, so he's stepping up with the passive. Thank you. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then I missed this. Sorry, Jeff White jumping again with correct info. Playmates to last Ronin only has forward and backwards ankles. The pin is straight down, so still swivel. Going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat called out that Loyal Subjects has also done Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright dolls.
Mm-hmm.
So I love where they're at retro-wise.
This is why we have Master of Research Alison Choi here. Vintage Gem was actually a little taller than Barbie and thicker. They used the original Kenner Darcy doll body. So there you go. Oh, and then I did want to call out this Music Maniacs Flavor Flav that got announced because friend of the show, Owen Ortling, did the sculpting on this figure. He's actually going to be the guest on this week's Toy Geeks. We start and kick off 1989 for G.I. Joe. It's going to be another two-parter. But longtime sculptor with Four Horsemen. Most recently, he's done working with McFarlane, has worked on most of all of the Superpowers figures for McFarlane. And then he did the sculpting for this figure. So kudos for a cool Flavor Flav figure.
Looks really good.
Yeah, I think it's neat.
Am I allowed to critique it since you know this guy?
Critique it. He watches
It's
or he
nothing about
listens.
the sculpt. The
Or
sculpt
he
is
scopes.
he did right. There's the step after him, so or before him that said financially we're not going to put knees. This
No,
is
no,
like
there's knees. It's just they're blended really well.
is this true?
They're there. I see you.
Yeah.
I see it more on the other leg. Yeah.
See, there's like a little.
Okay. I just thought it was like something about musicians and all companies like NECA making what's his face? Freddie Mercury, and then like you can't pose him. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. This is super fun, and it's probably 20, maybe $25, which is great. And you don't have to do the Super 7 thing, even though that Notorious B.I.G. looked really, really good from Super 7 out of the box.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's Andre the Giant. You never know what you're gonna get.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. It definitely looked like a chestnut.
The likeness is really good.
Likeness is great. But yeah. Any other toy news things want to, Jonathan? Anything kind of something you want to get your voice off your chest or something? Say off your chest. Get it off your chest. I don't know.
God.
Toys.
Well, I know we brought up my brother earlier.
Okay.
The friendship just wasn't there, but like we wrestled a lot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wrestling that I wanted to do. He was just very aggressive and he'd pin me down, and it caused like claustrophobia. I shouldn't be talking about this. It's fine.
This is a safe
Let's
space.
talk about toys.
It's a safe space. We can talk about
Why
this.
is my Goku in a crying pose? I don't know.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that,
Yeah. There's a little bit of truth. There was a lot of truth in that, actually. It just doesn't really bother me.
Well, just so you know, he's not here and he can't hurt you anymore.
Is it an issue that I don't talk to my brother and I also do not talk to my dad?
No, because here's the thing. All the best cowboys have daddy issues. Okay.
Ask Rio Blast.
Yeah.
Well, that's a callback.
No, listen, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. And you wanna know why? Because you have a good friend.
It's like probably why I need our friendship so much.
Exactly. We're here. We're here in Raleigh. We're physically close to you.
That's right. Let's try to be emotionally close. So when I was I will say when I was a kid, I had
all right.
Growing up, my brother and I played a lot with toys together until he started to get a little older. But we played a ton of video games, Nintendo and Super Nintendo, so and Sega. So we were lucky enough. My dad had a pawn shop, so we got super lucky and got all these games and systems. But tons of memories. I was always player number 2, but there's a lot of great childhood memories. Battletoads, one of those games where you're like, oh, it's single player, and then we just whatever we did, we both hit start at the same time on the controller, and we thought that's how you got into 2-player mode, not that you could just hit start. So for years, we'd get a game that was 1 player and be like, well, let's try the 2 start thing. And yeah.
It is. Well, see, I was the older brother, so like if there was a 2-player thing, is usually I would be the lead player. Like Sonic 2. My sisters would always do Tails, and then you didn't really have to contribute.
I'll be Tails. I'll pick you up and fly you through the stage. It's fine.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I've been floating around the idea of doing a live stream playthrough to see if I could finally finish. I've never finished Sonic 2.
Oh.
And I got an analog Mega SG, which is an HDMI out Sega recreation thing. So I could play in HD Sonic 2. You could come here, you could sit right next to me, and we could try to beat it together.
Well, I'm game.
I don't get it.
You'll never do that.
Why is everyone laughing?
Jokes.
No, that would be fun. Sonic 2 is very hard. I can get to the last world frequently, and then very seldom get past that. So,
wow.
I don't even think I've ever gotten to the last world before.
yeah,
It's a problem. Like I just don't. I don't have the attention span to play a game. I need saves because it's like, okay, I need a break from this. I can't go for hours and hours.
You've lost that loving feeling? No, you've lost that childhood.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
You gotta get in touch with your inner child to
Mhm.
remember that you can play for hours until you get yelled at by your parents. So you just need Colleen to come in there and like say it's time for bed or something, and then you're like,
No,
okay,
I'm saying I want to
just
try
turn
to
the TV
finally
off,
finish it.
but you don't turn the game off. You only turn the screen off, and you go jump in bed, and you're like,
Of course.
and you get back out and you play some more.
Yeah, the Game Boy with like the little reader light, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So here's the plan. You guys
Okay.
do your thing. Jay,
Mhm.
you play Sonic. Jonathan, you
Yeah.
play Tails. I'll just wait around the corner for like an hour, and then I'll just come in and yelling, "Jay, did you finish your homework?" You know,
Oh, yeah.
no video games until you finish your homework. And
I
then,
never did my homework, but yeah, that's great. It's really accurate.
yeah, thank you. People tell me I have mad Jay's dad energy.
But I've also I never made it far in Sonic CD. This is my Sonic CD
Whoa.
from my childhood.
Whoa.
That's a tough one.
And yeah, this one I was really crappy at, but I was always pretty decent at Sonic 2. But maybe I just never got far enough for it to get really hard.
I don't know if we talked about this at all. I feel like I talked about it some recently, probably with Nier or something. But what each of you go? What is the game that you think of Super Nintendo, Sega, Nintendo? If you were like, oh, I could sit down and play this game for hours, what's that one game? Pop quiz, hotshot.
It's not a cool answer, but go ahead, Jay.
No, you go.
Okay. My game is actually you go because I want to make sure I get the name right.
Okay.
Because it's a confusing name.
Probably the game I put the God, I never. The first game I put like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into, this might be embarrassing to say, was Pokemon.
Oh wow, that's late. I just meant like out of the 3 consoles, so the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega. If right now you were to like pick a game from your childhood and go sit down and you're like, oh, I could definitely play this for hours.
Probably Sonic 2.
Wow,
Sonics. And one of the Sonics.
Okay,
I had Genesis the longest. And I didn't have a lot of games, but then an older cousin gave us all of his old games. And then my parents, who always made horrible financial decisions, paid for some reason for a period of time for the Sega channel.
Oh,
and so the cable channel, Sega channel. And so that there's just so many games like Road Rash 2, the Sonics, Echo, the Dolphin, Toe Jam and Earl 2. Just all of those are the things I probably spent the most time on. Sorry, Gary, go ahead.
No, my game is a weird one. It was for the Sega Genesis called McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I've played that game so much throughout my life. But my favorite game would probably be Donkey Kong Country 2. So like between both systems, that's what I'd go for.
Damn, this is left field. Wow.
I want to play this McDonald's game.
It's just like a McDonald's
it's a side scroller. It's by Treasure. Yeah, it's by Treasure, which is a great publisher out of Europe.
What is this game? Is it expensive? It's got to be one of those ones that like
it's
super
stupid expensive because people know how good it is.
Sonic.
And
it does look like Sonic.
Yeah. Because I do a live stream sometimes where my friend and I play lesser remembered games. And we played through this one, and he had never played it, and like he's not really a nostalgic guy. He's not really into McDonald's, but like he loved it. So
well, there you go.
Did you order McDonald's while you did this?
No, I haven't had McDonald's in 8 years. They're
I mean,
dead
that's
to
a
me.
really smart, healthy choice, but like you didn't have a Happy Meal when you live stream this?
No,
I think you have to. Yeah.
nah.
All right, Jonathan, what was yours?
I saw it a lot in the chat, which does make me feel good. Is Super Metroid.
Oh, okay.
Super Metroid's great.
So good. I had a Nintendo Power of the whole walkthrough of all of the maps and stuff. It was just so enjoyable to look at. It's a great volume. Yeah, I love that game. It's so good.
I only ever had it on Game Boy, which I guess was just Metroid 2. And it was not quite as an enjoyable experience in Shades of Green.
Oh.
It's true that the old that Game Boy experience,
that is much harder to enjoy.
But anywho, I think that's a good place. I guess, yeah, we have Mondo has their something Clayface coming up this week.
Jay?
Yeah.
Because I can't talk to you in the past when I listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the podcast. That's not how I do it. I don't talk to it like it's on the... Actually, I do. That's what I mean. I play podcasts, I hold it to my ear, and then I go, oh, that's a good one, Jay. Hey, Dan, did you have... Oh, you're talking? Okay. There was a part, I'm pretty sure you had mentioned in the podcast that you had a wanted, or maybe it was Mad Hatter. I can't, my friendships are blending together.
Sure.
McDonald's it was you. McDonald's Place set.
Yes, like a place. Yes. That was last week's live stream. It wasn't even the podcast.
Definitely possible for somebody to do 3D printing of that. Someone needs to get on that. Did that dude that I sent you, he does all the little mini things?
Yes.
We can call that guy. But I think
do you have his phone number?
I have a podcast number. He's doing the ads. Hold on. So that I think would be a tremendous thing, and it does not need to be scaled to any particular action figures. I know you love like a 3 3/4 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but you could even just have like little tiny, if you wanted like a little tiny Ronald McDonald or something, like a set of 5, you could get all of them, but then they have the play set just be like this big and just have like a little...
I'd be fine with that. Like Mighty Max scale.
Yeah,
I think that'd be perfect. Mighty Max Polly Pocket universe. That'd be great. And I guess people are upset that we're not talking about Marvel Legends, but just real quick, just some.
Well, they saw the thumbnail.
They knew what they're getting into. But yeah, you got some
basic shit again. You know what makes me so mad about this is
Electro looks good.
Clearly they didn't get his likeness because that thing doesn't come off his face.
Oh, it doesn't come off his face?
There's no photo of that off of his face.
Oh.
Even in the box.
I'm surprised you didn't get I'm surprised he didn't sell away, like Disney doesn't own his face,
Right.
Yeah.
But it does look good. This Spider-Man looks really good.
Yeah.
Is it $50 good?
I mean, if it's very posable.
It is. It's one of the best Spider-Mans Hasbro's ever made.
And there's just this tradition with Spider-Man pushing the boundaries of articulation, even in the Toy Biz days,
What's with that effing toe? Go back. It's like literally cut out. There's a cavity in his toe.
Oh, that's weird.
Why would they do that? It's like, this is the thing. It's like they always just get right on the edge of making the best version of the thing. And it's like, maybe they messed up the
Who's looking under his toe? Actually, you know what? Damn it. You're right, Jonathan, because you're going to pose it upside down. And then you got this weird little fiddly bits looking thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it. I think it looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely phenomenal.
But is it $50 phenomenal?
Well, because you're gonna say this should be on par with an import, right? That's around $50. And do you not think it is on par?
No. I mean, look, I can be a little over the top and like really just dunk on some of this stuff, but it suffers from a lot of the stuff Hasbro does. Like, stay on this image. Okay. Super shiny.
Yep.
Which if you're gonna pay extra for, it's like, okay, well, I get like a Mafex. It's matte finished, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Then he's suffering from what a lot of figures have been suffering from lately. The Wolverine from the movie, the hips. Like they work so hard at making every single section reusable to build other figures that look at those legs. The hips are tiny little baby boy hips, which feel good for a Spider-Man. He's a lanky boy. But then the thighs, they don't even line up or match. It's crazy.
It's like he's wearing Jinko jeans just in that one part of his leg.
But here's the thing, like, is this
or those Sahara pants?
Right.
Yes, the Sahara. Yeah. Import toys are for pretentious people who just want them to for their review.
That's right. And then I box them and I slide them and I put them away. Never
Jonathan comments are supposed to be funny. Pablo doesn't like you.
It's fine. I don't like him.
Nick Dillinger,
Hammer pants.
It goes both ways.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think 50 is too much. Like 40 would feel good. But I like the idea. I really like the idea.
Yeah, the higher price would imply that they're like investing new everything for this guy. But right now, it's really just the accessories that are new. It's like you're still in the world of reuse versus somebody being like, nope, we're going to charge a premium price because we're going to sculpt a new figure.
Sure, and it doesn't. I think your critique here is if you're charging $50, it shouldn't feel like it has to serve 50 other figures at some point in time.
Yeah,
and I think it's a fair critique. I do, right? Because $50 is usually a little more of a boutique kind of price, and usually it's more unique tooling or it's a Kickstarter or something, and But Patrick Gerard says there's zero reuse.
How can you say that? I mean, this is what they do, though. Like, that's why there's like a cut in the forearm. It's not to twist his arm. It might even be like Cyclops. The VHS Cyclops had that huge cut in his forearm, but it was glued. But it was just because they want to use other parts for other figures. It's like every quarter section is reused. I don't know. I mean, there's no way to know until you just grab some and then stick them side by side or whatever.
Adam from Highly Articulated also knows a thing or two about like making action figures and the right prices for things. I agree with Jonathan. The price point still needs to be a Legends price for this to make sense. Otherwise, just get a Mafex.
Yeah, and you still get way more accessories with a Mafex.
Chris Allen, if this is $50 or over, I'm going to need those web lines sculpted in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't, and Patrick Gerard says it's not been reused yet. It's like, sure, it hasn't been reused yet, but I think that's not Jonathan's critique. His critique is that they have to design parts of this to eventually be reused somewhere else, right?
Yeah. They can't make like a full leg that's unique to this guy without the intention of like, we'll use these thighs to make this guy later down the road. That's, it's like, exactly. I understand reusing a buck, like the chest area that gets reused, from different characters. But the fact that it goes all the way down to like the freaking forearm is just crazy to me.
Yep. I think it's fair. I think it's a fair critique. Again, it does look really nice. It does look way better than the other Spider-Man men's that have come before it. But I do agree, $50 is too much for me. But if you dig it,
say all that, and let me say something nice. And I'm sorry, I'm steamrolling here.
No, you're fine.
I know that people are really excited about this, and I don't mean to dunk on any of that for those people. I want people to be happy with it. Okay, just saying. So I'm happy for those people.
Okay, all right, good. I'm happy for you that you worked through that on the show. Rom, this is a figure that people have been excited about for a while. It is a famous toy that's very expensive if you want to get it today. It also had a Marvel comic, and this is that representation of it. It's kind of cool, but I think I would rather have a a ROM toy instead of this version, but I think it's neat. It's not as cool as Crystar, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it looks neat.
I love the comic book. I don't know anything about this guy, but I love that he looks incredibly unique, and it seems like one of those things that you would never expect to get made.
This is the OG toy.
Oh wow.
Toys that time forgot. Parker Brothers.
And as far as the price on that Spider-Man, there was like somebody that's kind of like a pretty reliable source in the past. They gave the Canadian price of $72.99, which is how we got to the $50 or whatever.
Ah, there you go.
So, how do the feet look on this new ROM? Because the other one had those weird flipper type feet.
They kind of did it
a little better. Yeah, a little less awkward.
So yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So I dig that. We've got another Wolvie here, different one, young Dakin Wolverine. He's got the claws that come out of his wrists or whatever. So it looks pretty sick if you want that. And you gotta Adam Warlock. Looks pretty good. Hey, guess what, friends? This is an Iron Man, is it? Who is this? Anybody?
I don't know.
It is Iron Man. Ultimate Iron Man. Here we go. Miles Morales. Love me some Miles Morales. And is that everything? Oh, no, it's not. Banshee. I dig the 70 Cybirds.
Love the head sculpt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks good.
It's pretty slick.
Looks good.
I will hand it to the team, the Marvel team, whoever's doing the head sculpts are always, well, I shouldn't say always, but almost everything in the last couple of years has been spectacular.
You're like, I gotta find at least 3 more positive things to say before you wrap.
It's true. And that Wolverine, the Hugh Jackman head sculpt is stunning.
It is. It's really good. All right. I think that's it. Jonathan, thank you for the impromptu join with us tonight.
You know what? You're welcome.
Yeah.
And you know who's also welcome?
Who?
Pablo.
Good reference. Here's the thing. This party doesn't have to end. If you want to keep hanging out with us, become a patron, patreon.com/geekdeadlife. And tonight, doing an eBay hang where I asked the question, how much are 90s Batmen? Because I know Gare Bear over there picked up some of them new old Batman Forever figures. And you'll save it for the show.
I was reaching for something non-related to what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. I went to Target today and there was one figure left, and it was an easy pass. So we're gonna have a discussion about it, Gary.
Okay.
What's your thoughts? You're raising your hand, Jonathan.
No, Deep Space Niner had a super chat and you missed it. And he's just asking for
hold on.
His, money to be spent.
Deep Space Niner, I'm so sorry. Did you see Ramen's post about Mystery Machine from Zika Toys using the bread van? Oh, wait, they're using his tooling?
Not a mystery. It's some kind of partnership. They're going to be reselling these vans. It's not a Mystery Machine. It's like a play on it. It very much looks like it. It's got a skull on the side. It's like, I forget what the other word is that they use instead of mystery, but man, doesn't it not look great.
Did he post it on like socials or something?
Probably Facebook or something. The Misery Machine. Yes. Thank you, Brett.
Misery Machine. I dig that. Ramen toy.
Yeah, there's already some great stuff coming from this van. It's going to be one of those things that all year long we're going to see amazing customs.
Oh, of course.
Art Studios. You and I talked to him at. He's already done 2 vans. Stunning.
It's really cool. doing the Lord's work. If the Lord was a toy collector, I don't know. But anywho, come hang out with us tonight in After Dark. You can do that. Become patron at patreon.com/geekdeadlife. Only $5 a month. You get to hang out with us after every live stream and be a part of our Patreon Discord, where we give out balloons and have fun discussions every single day. Toy Geeks this week, like I said, 1989 will kick it off. You can watch it on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@toygeeks, or you can listen to it in audio form like Jonathan does on wherever you get your podcasts for free. This week we have a special guest, Owen Ortling, the toy designer sculptor, who currently sculpts for McFarlane Toys. Should be a lot of fun. Should be. It already happened. It was a lot of fun.
Wait, so what's the topic?
For post After Dark?
No.
Oh, 89. G.I. Joe.
But the guy that sculpted didn't do any of that.
He's a big G.I. Joe fan.
No, I know. Okay. Yeah, I just... You was mentioning McFarlane. I was like, wait, are you guys switching already? Okay.
No. Toylanta. I will be going to Toylanta. It's my birthday weekend, so I'll be there. Are you going to be there, Gary? You like doing any work? You working that show?
I'm not working that show. No. I don't know. I think I will be elsewhere because end of March, right?
Yeah, end of March.
Yeah. And we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Jonathan, you going to come on down to ATO?
Oh, 6 hours, man. I hate driving.
That is true. It's a long drive.
Yeah. My friend Travis lives down there, so.
Oh, well, there you go. You have a friend. It's probably a better friend than me.
Well, let's talk about it afterwards.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for this week's show. Thank you again to Jonathan. Special guest surprise. Gary was a scheduled guest, and always love having you here. I don't know what next week will be on this show. Whatever toy news happens, that's what we'll talk about. So hit the subscribe bell so you don't miss any of it. Live stream possibly Tuesday for the Rio Blast. So stay tuned, folks. Until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a good night, everybody.